D.C. Attorney General sues billionaire, alleging income tax evasion. The Washington Post. The lawsuit brought by D.C. Attorney General Carl A. Racine accuses billionaire Michael Saylor of evading $25 million in D.C. income taxes. Comment on this story. D.C. Attorney General Carl A. Racine, D. on Wednesday announced a lawsuit against billionaire Michael J. Saylor and the technology company he co-founded, MicroStrategy. Allegan. +3853 Chars. Olivia Rodrigo attends class at USC Music School. TMZ. Olivia Rodrigo apparently attended a class at USC's music school. Olivia Rodrigo is not too cool for school. Because she was apparently in class today at USC. Ya gotta see this photo making the rounds online. Showing the "Good for You" singer seated in class at USC. +783 Chars. Serena Williams marches on in US Open singles play with win over World No. 2 Anett Kontaveit. CNN. Serena Williams, playing what could be the last US Open of her storied career, won her second-round singles match Wednesday evening, downing World No. 2 Anett Kontaveit 7-6, 4-2, 6-6, 2 at Arthur Ashe Stadium in New York. CNN. Serena Williams, playing what could be the last US Open of her storied career, won her second-round singles match Wednesday evening, downing World No. 2 Anett Kontaveit 7-6, 4-2, 6-6, 2 at Arthur. +4296 Chars. Old cancer drugs hint at new ways to beat chronic pain. Neuroscience News. Repurposing drugs used in the treatment of lung cancer could offer hope for symptom relief for patients suffering from chronic pain. Summary. Repurposing drugs used in the treatment of lung cancer could offer hope for symptom relief for patients suffering from chronic pain. Source. IMBA. Pain is an important alarm system that AIL. +6978 Chars. 19th-century art form revived to make tactile science graphics for blind people. Ars Technica. Everything I can see with my eyes. A person who is blind can feel with their fingers. In large, 3D printed lithophanes can help optically impaired scientists see data, such as from protein separation gels, with their fingertips. 9 with 9 posters participating. In the 19th century. An. +3251 Chars. Serena Williams marches on in US Open singles play with win over World No. 2 Anett Kontaveit. CNN. Serena Williams, playing what could be the last US Open of her storied career, won her second-round singles match Wednesday evening, downing World No. 2 Anett Kontaveit 7-6, 4-2, 6-6, 2 at Arthur Ashe Stadium in New York. CNN. Serena Williams, playing what could be the last US Open of her storied career, won her second-round singles match Wednesday evening, downing World No. 2 Anett Kontaveit 7-6, 4-2, 6-6, 2 at Arthur. +4296 Chars. The Last of Us PS5 vs PS3 GameSpot. Null. Your browser isn't supported anymore. Update it to get the best YouTube experience and our latest features. Learn more. Remind me later. 2023 Honda Civic Type R makes 315 HP and 310 pound featuring of torque. Jalopnik. The newest Type R becomes the most powerful Honda production vehicle ever sold in the US. And we've got all the specs and details right here. Honda has finally revealed just about every detail you wanted to know about the 2023 Civic Type R. Here's the big ones. 315 horsepower at 6,500 revolutions per minute and 310 pound-feet of torque from 2,600 to 4,000 revolutions per minute. That gives T plus 4896 chars. Richard Roat, actor who appeared in Friends and Seinfeld, dead at 89 CNN. Richard Roat, an actor who amassed an impressive list of credits appearing in dozens of iconic television shows from the early 60s to the mid-2000s, died earlier this month. According to an obituary from his family published in the Los Angeles Times, he was CNN. Richard Roat, an actor who amassed an impressive list of credits appearing in dozens of iconic television shows from the early 60s to the mid-2000s, died earlier this month. According to an OB plus 845 chars. Democrat Peltola beats Palin in Alaska special election upset. Politico. The former governor's comeback attempt has fallen short. Defeat for Palin closes the door on an immediate political comeback, but she is also on the ballot in Alaska's regularly scheduled congressional election this fall, when the winner will earn a full 2 plus 2490 chars. New research gives more reasons to eat less processed food. The Guardian. 2 studies provide evidence of link between consumption of highly processed food and risk of serious disease. Food 2 studies provide evidence of link between consumption of highly processed food and risk of serious disease. Eating lots of highly processed food such as ready meals is linked to an increased R plus 4175 chars. NASA taps SpaceX for 5 more astronaut missions, worth $1.4 billion in contracts. CNBC. NASA on Wednesday announced the awarding of 5 more astronaut missions to Elon Musk's SpaceX. NASA on Wednesday announced it has awarded 5 more astronaut missions to Elon Musk's SpaceX, with a contract worth an additional $1.4 billion to the company. The extra flights fall under NASA's company plus 960 chars. Serena Williams is advancing to the next round in the US Open double! ESPN. Subscribe to ESPN Plus http espnplus.com/YouTube Get the ESPN app. http www.espn.com/espn/apps/espn /Subscribe to ESPN on YouTube. http s.pn/subscribe. Null. Tencent. Sony throw big money at Elden Ring maker from software. Kotaku. The deal grants the Dark Souls and Bloodborne developer a boatload of cash to pursue future endeavors. Elden Ring wasn't just a hit with fans of From Software's notoriously difficult action RPGs. Today Tencent Holdings and Sony announced they've acquired 30% of the Souls series developers' shares. Split in plus 2206 chars. Google Flights just busted a popular myth about saving money on flights. CNBC. Google Flights examined 5 years of historical flight data to reveal the strategies that save money on airfare. There are many ways to save money on flights, but booking airfare on a certain day of the week isn't one of them. According to data from Google Flights, booking midweek and especially Tuesdays are +2624 Chars. Rob Schneider says, SNL was over after Kate McKinnon's performance of Hallelujah as Hillary Clinton. Fox News. Rob Schneider believed the post-2016 U.S. presidential election cold open on Saturday Night Live, in which Kate McKinnon performed Leonard Cohen's Hallelujah as Hillary Clinton, was the NBC comedy sketch series Undoing. Rob Schneider voiced his opinion on the moment that he knew Saturday Night Live was over. The 58-year-old SNL alum told podcast host Glenn Beck that he believed the famous post-2016 U.S. Pressy +3687 Chars. Trump's attorneys face scrutiny over level of cooperation with Justice Department on classified docs. CNN. The Justice Department's court filing Tuesday laying out the case that classified documents had been concealed at Mar-a-Lago raises new scrutiny for former President Donald Trump's lawyers who worked with federal investigators to return classified material to CNN. The Justice Department's court filing Tuesday laying out the case that classified documents had been concealed at Mar-a-Lago raises new scrutiny for former President Donald Trump's lawyers who +5551 Chars. Your blood type could predict your risk of having a stroke before age 16. Neuroscience News. People who have the blood group type A are more likely to suffer a stroke before the age of 60 than those with the most common blood type O. A new study reports. Summary. People who have the blood group type A are more likely to suffer a stroke before the age of 60 than those with the most common blood type O. A new study reports. Source: University of Merrill. +5100 Chars. NASA and China want to land on the same areas on the Moon. Gizmodo. They may have to compete for the limited resources on the lunar surface. It might get a little crowded on the Moon's south pole as both NASA and China are aiming to land their prospective lunar missions at the same landing sites, hoping to snag some of the limited resource. +2619 Chars. Brandon Nimmo robs Justin Turner of a home run. MLB.com. New York. As soon as Brandon Nimmo landed back on planet Earth, he pounded his fist, flexing his muscles and letting out multiple yelps of celebration. On the pitcher's mound, Jacob deGrom raised his arms skyward and doffed his cap in Nimmo's direction. New York. As soon as Brandon Nimmo landed back on planet Earth, he pounded his fist, flexing his muscles and letting out multiple yelps of celebration. On the pitcher's mound, Jacob deGrom raised high. +838 Chars. Nier. Automata: The End of Euro Edition. Official 9S character trailer. IGN. Meet 9S and learn more about the character in this latest trailer for Nier. Automata: The End of Euro Edition. 9S has an attack function, but is an Android T. Null. Stock futures fall after Wall Street closed out August with losses. CNBC. Investors are debating whether stocks in September, a historically poor month for markets, will again retest the June lows. U.S. stock futures fell slightly on Wednesday night after the major averages closed out August with losses and investors considered the Federal Reserve's fight against inflation. Dow Jones Industrial plus 1257 Chars. House of the Dragon's Miguel Sapochnik leaving as co-showrunner. Polygon. House of the Dragon is losing one of its showrunners and directors in Miguel Sapochnik. Ryan Condal will now serve as the series' solo showrunner while Game of Thrones veteran director Alan Taylor will join the series to replace Sapochnik for Season 2. Miguel Sapochnik, co-showrunner of House of the Dragon and frequent Game of Thrones franchise director, will leave House of the Dragon at the end of Season 1. Writer and executive producer Ryan Condal plus 1704 Chars. Jackson water crisis signals a bigger climate casualty. The Washington Post. This week's water crisis in Jackson, Miss, portends what could happen in other U.S. communities as climate change pushes under-resourced and overburdened water systems to the brink. Comment on this story. The water crisis unfolding in Mississippi's capital this week has forced schools to shift to virtual learning, led to widespread distribution of bottled water and left Jackson's plus 9255 Chars. Scientists discover that this type of supplement can reduce depression and anxiety. SciTech Daily. Vitamin B6 supplements were shown to reduce depression and anxiety in a recent study. According to a recent study, using high-dose vitamin B6 tablets could help with feelings of anxiety and depression. Researchers from the University of Reading studied the vitamin B6, also known as pyridoxine, is essential for proper brain development as well as the health of the neurological and immunological systems. Vitamin B6 supplements were shown to reduce depression. Plus 3749 Chars. NASA's Moxie instrument successfully makes oxygen on Mars. The Guardian. Researchers hope scaled-up version could one day generate oxygen to sustain humans on Mars. First edition researchers hope scaled-up version could one day generate oxygen to sustain humans on Mars. Wednesday, 31 August 2022, 15:44 EDT. An instrument the size of a lunchbox has been successfully generated. Plus 2568 Chars. College football playoff expansion. Vote to expand to 12 teams coming as early as Friday. Per CBS Sports 247 Sports. College football playoff expansion could reach 12 teams and be approved as early as Friday, according to a report from CBS Sports' Dennis Dodd. Talks fell through earlier this year and were tabled. N plus 2356 Chars. The original Mafia will be free on Steam for its 20th anniversary. Kotaku. If you haven't played 2K Games' Mafioso open-world game, now's the time. In celebration of Mafia's 20th anniversary, 2K Games is selling the original open-world game for the low price of free for a limited time on Steam, starting from September 1 through September 5. This plus 1599 Chars.